Hey, and we are live. It is Monday, August the 24th. Yes, a magnificent Monday. Hope everybody had a fantastic, relaxing, exhilarating weekend planned for this particular week, the week of the 24th of August. And once again, my name is Mark Gassert. This is Mark's Message, and I hail from the great state of Georgia, broadcasting live from Peachtree Corners. That's right, I said it. Peachtree Corners. You know what I'm going to say. The peachiest place on the planet. So, listen, everybody, about the weekend. I had a lot of fun this weekend. Did a lot of things around the house, took care of business. I have to get that stuff out of the way, and as the man himself has written a book on it, Get Shit Done by Jeffrey Gitomer. So that's what I was kind of doing and implementing and going through my processes and getting ready for this week. So today we're going to discuss establishing value. What I do want to do is give my shout outs. I cannot forget Grow Live Nation, Emerging Sales Winners, the Diehards, everybody within the great state of Georgia, including Peachtree Corners, the peachiest place on the planet. And just want to say welcome. And today we're just going to hit on a couple quick subjects relative to establishing value. And here's a question, like being in sales, if a sales people could read their prospects, customers, probable purchasers' minds, they could probably close almost 100% of those opportunities. It'd be kind of analogous, since I love baseball, like a hitter is exactly going to know what the next pitch is, right? So they'd be on top of their game. Unfortunately, as you and I all know, in the real world, this is not the case. And I like to say this sometimes. One of my colleagues instituted this policy, or statement, I should say. Customers didn't go to customer school, and they're always throwing, how about this, curveballs at you. So the one thing all prospects and customers are thinking about while they're listening to you rant, which I'm doing right now, is when you present your product or your service and they're watching a demo or even listening to voicemail messages. So what? So, what does this do for me? How does this bring value to me? How does this help me? Will this save me time? Will this save me money? Will this help me earn more money? Okay. Will this solve my problem? Does what you sell or what you propose impact me? And if so, how? So it all boils down to that formula, what's in it for me? So you have to take a look at it from your prospect's perspective. And successful salespeople approach prospects and customers from their perspective. And if you don't believe me, check it out. With that stated, there will be Wednesday, August the 26th, 2020, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. We will have an interactive virtual workshop that will encompass establishing this type of value. Okay. So, with that, what you're going to be and cover, the overview of this, customers value different aspects of their companies, products, or services. Okay? So there's no single item universally that establishes value in the minds of customers and prospects. So the topics we're going to cover, and I'll go over some of these. Tomorrow I'll get a little bit more in depth. I'm not going to give you all the answers because, as people say, don't be so cheap, invest in you. It's $139 for 1 hour of engagement. And there'll be other people from other industries, other titles, positions, maybe have similar situations like you, but you need to check this out. So what we're going to cover, answering questions all prospects and customers have. So what? What's in it for me? Why should I talk to you? These are things we all go through as salespeople, and not just salespeople. It could be managers, trying to present an idea, you know, could be even an IT person trying to present something that's relative to help the company, be more efficient online. So, sources of value. Value is a key to knowing how to craft questions and messages that create true customer engagement. Man, I love that word engagement. I know my wife doesn't like it sometimes, but the reason I like it, often said, when you have differences of opinion or you're starting to get into things, that is engagement, man. And I thrive on that. She says I'm sick, I like adversity, and that's not really true. Anyway, getting back to this, how to use value questions and propositions. We'll touch on that tomorrow. I may share one or two with you. So, also, we're going to cover learning objectives, excuse me, I'm ranting, but determine what your prospect or customer values using targeted questions. Okay, I'll share a little tidbit or two with you, not everything. And the desired outcomes, participants use value questions to engage prospects or their customers in meaningful conversations that differentiate yourself. Not the typical how long you've been in business, how many people are on your team, what type of product or service do you move, how do you go about reaching out to your customers, who are your customers. That you can find via Mother Google. Okay, so you have to do a little homework when you reach out to people. So, then there'll be a follow-up assignment, and you create 5 value-based questions, 5 value-based propositions based on what we're going to incorporate through this workshop. So, with all that, I just wanted to share this with you. Again, I don't want to spend enormous amount of time on this, but the one thing I do want to point out and make you think about, those of you that are in sales, those of you that are managers, even those of you the IT field, because we all are an extension of the sales team. I know a lot of people hate that word, sales manager, whatever you want to call it. I've heard. I don't know how that happened. Must have hit something, right? That was just to wake everybody up. So, with all that, successful salespeople approach prospects and customers from their perspective. So, just think about that right there. Successful salespeople. Now, you can insert any other title in there. It could be COO, CFO, because some people have to share a vision, right? And they approach it from the other person's perspective. It's not all them. How do I get buy in for this? So these are things when you walk into somebody's office and you bring an idea or a concept to them and you've done the homework, that's how you have to approach this. And yeah, this is a skill. There's that word skill. Oh my goodness. Establishing value is a skill. And we'll go back to taken. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. And again, it'll be Wednesday, August 26th, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. It costs $139. Don't be so cheap. I won't use another word. Reach in there, get the fish hooks out of your pocket, invest in you, climb on board. It's time to start investing in you and, join us on Wednesday. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to get a little bit more in depth on this. This will be part 2 of this, and I'll share some items with you, whether they're value proposition or statements, and how you go about crafting email or a statement, how we approach it, how we teach it. So, with all that, again, this was Mark's message. Peachtree Corners, Georgia, peachiest place on the planet. I just want to thank everybody for joining us here today and reviewing this. And tomorrow I'll be at the same time, 12:45. We'll get into it and we'll get a little bit more in depth. So always, always, always on Mark's message, it's be a leader, be a friend. Most important of all, let's be of service, wishing everybody a continued successful Monday, successful week. You know, listen, learn, implement. Let's make it happen. Okay. And together on always, it's baseball terms, buddy. And it's happening right now in baseball. We're going to keep what? Swinging for the fences because together you and I will knock it out of the park. Once again, Mark's message, Peachtree Corners, Georgia. I will see you tomorrow for part 2 of Establishing Value. Looking forward to it, 12:45 p.m. Have a great one, everyone.